Greetings and welcome to the Dakota County Star Podcast, the weekly podcast of the Dakota County Star newspaper published in South Sioux City, Nebraska. I'm Mike Carnes, publisher of the Dakota County Star and your host for our weekly podcast where we talk about what's going on in South Sioux City and the rest of Dakota County, highlight what is in this week's edition of the Dakota County Star, and discuss whatever other issues happen to be bouncing around inside that space between my ears. The Dakota County Star Podcast is sponsored by Maricela Morales, your Aflac Bilingual Benefits Advisor, located in Dakota Dunes, South Dakota. Give her a call at 712-259-6580. And now, time to launch the rockets and blast off with another edition of the Dakota County Star Podcast.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to the Dakota County Star Podcast here on DACOStar.com. I'm Mike Carnes, your host, and Happy New Year. We're into another year of total chaos here in Dakota County. The year 2026 is upon us, and we thought we would get things started with this is going to be kind of a fun podcast. I'm really kind of looking forward to this because we're talking about robots. And what do I know about robots? Well, not a whole lot, which is why I brought in some experts who know a little bit about robotics. We're talking with Jose Jimenez, who's the robotics and esports coach at South Sioux City High School, and also a student and team member on the robotics team, Hien is here with us to talk about their project that they got going on. We got a big tournament coming up here this weekend here in South Sioux City. We thought we'd talk about that here on the podcast. So, Jose, I'll start with you. Talk about the robotics program. What is South Sioux City's robotics program all about?
So our program is all about allowing the students and letting the students learn by themselves. We're not there to grab their hand and show them how to do something. We're there to allow them to learn that. We're there to facilitate that environment. That's what robotics is all about for us here in South Sioux. One of our bigger courses is cooperation and gracious professionalism.
Mm-hmm. And so what do the kids do then within the robotics program? They obviously build robots. How does this all come together?
So for the First Tech Challenge, and we have two different robotics competitions that we're part of, First Tech Challenge and Urban Search and Rescue for Skills USA. For First Tech Challenge, every year the things are changing. The challenge, the rules is changing every single year. So at the beginning of the season, the students have to get together, figure out what this year's challenge is going to be, and kind of brainstorm to what challenges they need to solve, and therefore what the robot needs to be able to do. This year, we are doing the Decode Challenge, where the robot has to be able to read hieroglyphics, things like that, and navigate on a 12 by 12 zone while shooting different balls into a goal area.
So it's kind of like are they kind of like basketball players for lack of a better word?
Yeah. Basketball, soccer, you have to grab one of the balls and shoot them to a specific spot and make sure you do it on a specific pattern too.
Okay. All right. Well, that's got me thoroughly confused. So
the only difference is that you're building the player instead of actually just recruiting the player.
You're not training the player and making it run laps and stuff like that.
Yeah, you get to choose what the player is good at.
Yeah.
And if it's not good at, you have to take it apart and change it and make it so it can do that.
And we've done that many times.
Yeah. Well, having played basketball when I was a kid, if they had to take me apart and put me back together, it would have been a lost cause. It would have been a mess. So, Hien, how did you get involved in robotics? What inspired you to get involved in this?
So that's actually a really funny story. Our school offers a activities fair for our middle schoolers, where they're allowed to come into the high school, interact with all different activities that our school provides for them. And one of my friends, she was a high schooler, and she's been in robotics for a while, you know what I mean? And so she recruited me, telling me, hey, I think you'd be really good at this. And at first, I really didn't think I was going to be able to. I was never into STEM. I was never into building or whatever. But as I was able to come into the program for the first time, they were able to teach me the basics, teach me what I wanted to do, and I realized how much you can learn from it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I think going back to the activities fair, I think it's a really great way to just reach out to people, reach out to the kids who are interested in going into the STEM field to experiment.
Yeah. And robotics is kind of I'm just kind of speaking on just what I see. And it seems to me that you have to have knowledge, you have to have programming knowledge, you have to be able to program a computer or program a device to compute things like distance and angle and stuff like that. So there's a lot of different skills that go into creating a robot.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I mean, as a team, we're looking for anyone. I feel like that it's more than just that, you know what I mean? There's marketing skills, there's social media, design skills. There's so many things that go into making a robotics team, which I feel is important for us to look for. So even if you're not into actually building it or coding it or just designing it, there's always a spot for you. And I feel like that's really great with our program is you can come into robotics and leave being ready, being professional, excel in your career. You know what I mean?
You bet. Yeah, and you were going to say something, Jose?
I was going to say exactly what Hien said. Even if you're not a computer whiz or if you don't live inside that machine, there's always going to be a spot for you as long as you want to do something. If you are a person that likes numbers, you can be in charge of our spending and budgeting. If you like talking to other persons, you can go out into our competitions and meet the teams. You can talk to the judges. You can do anything. As long as you want to do something, we can find a spot for you in there.
Yeah, the programming that I when I first started out in way back in the old days when I was a kid, computers were just becoming a thing, and computer programming was kind of a new technology, and I have always had an interest in computers, but not to the point of trying to figure out, because there's a lot of logic that goes into programming. Any kind of programming, whether you're writing a program or programming a robot, there's a lot of if thens and all that goes into it. So you really have to have an interest in that kind of thinking to be successful at programming a robot. But that's something that I think a lot of kids don't realize that's something they can learn.
Yeah, that's. Joining the robotics team, you'll learn Java, you'll learn blocks coding. But like we said, that's just one of the positions within that team. We have the coders, we have the mechanics, we have the engineers, we have someone that's creating the 3D design, someone that's thinking of the possible features, someone that's writing all the paper stuff, all the documentation, the engineering notebook. So if you are a coder, if you like to learn more about coding, yeah, we need you, and we are gonna put you on the environment for you to be able to go wild and learn as much as you want. But if that's not your niche, there's always gonna be other things. There's gonna be mechanics for you, things to put together. There's gonna be welding involved that you can help.
Yeah, that's another part that I think you don't realize. You gotta be able to put this stuff together and put it together in a way where it does what.
We use screwdrivers, we use saws, we use drills, we use machinery, we use any type of tool that any type of machine shop or any industry would use.
Sure.
We're just a smaller version of it. So yeah, if you have anyone that can do welding, anyone that can do painting, or anyone that's really good at public speech, there's going to be a spot within robotics. It's just going to be a different position on the team.
Yeah. And we're talking with Jose Jimenez, coach of the robotics and esports programs at South Sioux City High School, and Hien Lee, a senior robotics team member here. Let's talk about the tournament that's coming up this weekend. South Sioux City is involved in a league that's it's basically an Iowa league, and you're gonna host the regional tournament here this Saturday. It's at the middle school.
Yes.
Is that right? Let's talk a little bit about this tournament. What it's about, and how many teams are involved, and what we can expect to see there.
Yeah.
So there's 20 teams coming. Most of them from Iowa, and then us. We have 2 teams from Nebraska. What is the competition mainly about?
So the competition is mainly about having teams from, like he said, from Iowa, from different parts of the region, to come in and compete against one another and work with one another. So what the layout's gonna be is just two teams versus 2 teams competing against each other, kind of like red versus blue. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I keep saying
it's
that.
not going to be a chess tournament. It's not going to be a quiet environment.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna walk into a gym.
It's gonna be a little chaotic.
It's really
There's
chaotic.
gonna be music playing, kids screaming, and metal on metal noise.
Right?
Uh-huh.
It's gonna be a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
But
The word you used when we were talking before we started here was cooperation, which is it's basically what you mentioned it earlier. Competition. It's a 2 teams competing against 2 teams.
Yeah.
So it's not like South Sioux City taking on Omaha Northwest. It's South Sioux City and Omaha Northwest taking on Lincoln High and Lincoln Southeast. Something like that, for example.
Yeah, and it's really important because it helps students build a sense of environment where they have to be respectful to one another. So while they may be your opponent for like one round, they'll be your partner the next round. And so they're able to like share ideas and share knowledge to each other about based on like the robot help me here.
Yeah, if you are a team that can really pick up something on your own, you can partner with a team that can and kind of make the perfect team. But for the next match, you're not going to be able to partner with a team anymore. So you have to find how can you be of help to this next team, or how could that next team be of help to you. Every single match, you're going to be partnered with different teams. So you have to find how to work together. That teamwork is really what this is drilling down on.
Yeah. So it's kind of like you want to find a team that maybe is strong in an area that you're not as strong in.
Yes, but all the teams are randomly selected.
Okay.
You don't get.
You don't get to pick the
teams that you go with. So, like we say, you're gonna be fighting against one team one match and fighting with them the next match. You don't get to choose what teams. That's what the moment you learn this is going to be your team, you have to go out scouting. You have to go out and learn what that team can do versus what they can, so you can formulate your strategy for that specific match.
So is this one of those things where while you're competing, maybe one of your classmates is watching another match.
Exactly.
And keeping track of both teams and saying, okay, well, this team does this team does this, and then the next round you happen to get one of those teams next.
Yeah.
Then you can
so you'll know beforehand. Yeah, and there's like a pit area too. So whenever you have like quote unquote off time or like intermission time, you'll be able to go to their table, talk to them, communicate with them, come up with like a strategy beforehand. You know what I mean? Which I also wanted to mention that it's important to have a adaptable robot so that where you can adapt to another team's needs and vice versa. Does that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And coming back to the different positions within the team, you're gonna have some members of the team driving the robot competing, and at the same time the teams that don't, or the members that don't really drive, are gonna be talking to the other teams, asking questions about what the robot can do, all that kind of stuff.
Okay. All right. And then how does it I guess how do you win, lose? What's the process there?
It's ranked base. So every match, depending on your win or lose, you advance on your ranking. We also have some ranking points. So depending on specific things that you do or don't during the match, you can get special points that would help you advance easier too.
Okay.
So I guess what we're trying to say is at the meet, there's not going to be an exact winner. There's going to be winners for like each match, but there's like 20 matches. You're not going to remember each and every single winner. So it's more, you're more coming there just to watch all the robots, see how different ideas come about and go against each other, and just being able to feed off of those and see which ones are like the quote-unquote best idea, I guess.
Okay.
See like who's the most consistent, who's getting like the most patterns. Yeah.
Okay. So then the team that I guess is most successful in doing all these things, that's who the winner is at the end of the day.
You have to have a balanced team, because you could have a team that's really good at driving and just doing the challenge, but then we have the judges section where you have to show your documentation, you have to show your paperwork, and do a presentation to the judges.
Okay.
So if you're really good at just doing the challenge and scoring points, but you're not good, or you didn't do the documentation or writing part of the challenge, then you're not just gonna win. You have to balance.
You basically have to be good at everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which goes back to like, we need anybody. We need people who can write. We need people who can present. Like, if you're interested in doing something, robotics has it for you.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different components to having a winning or
like
successful
getting awards. Yeah.
robotics team.
Yep. Every match, it's a 2.5 minute match. You start with an autonomous period where the first 30 seconds of the match, the robot is going to drive itself based on predefined code or sensors that it's using to read the environment. Then the students get to drive and control the robot, but before that they have to go to the judges part where they have to do a presentation, and before that they have to inspect the robot, make sure that the robot is not within sight, so it doesn't have too many motors, so it doesn't have too many batteries. It's all legal. So
Okay.
there's many different parts to that competition.
So there's rules on how it can be powered and how much.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of these rules, I guess, waiting for like the game rules, they adapt over time. So like, we get a new game every season, and so you have to build the robot based off of those rules and regulations, while also staying within the safety.
Yeah, within the
I guess general rules. We have competition rules and general rules, which are basically like robot regulations, like how many volts can a battery have, how many motors can you have, versus competition rules like, oh, your robot can't do this, your robot can't be able to extend out this amount. Like,
so for every match, like you said, there's two sets of rules. The rules that govern every single year, that you're not allowed to make a dangerous robot, a robot with sharp parts. But then there's game rules where you're only allowed to shoot from this area, or you can only do this at specific points of the match, or you have to do it in a specific color pattern. Those are the game rules versus the full competition rules.
Okay. So now the robots are going to be, as I understand, they're going to be playing. It's kind of like a game of basketball or soccer or something, where they have to shoot a ball at a specific basket or a specific target. Or
there's going to be around 50 balls on the play area. There's going to be 30 purple ones and 20 green ones, and the robots have to either push them to where a human player can pick up the balls and then put them inside the robot, or the robot has to pick them up himself and then shoot into that goal area or into that basket.
Okay, so there's different things that the robot is going to be doing.
Yeah,
it's just based on how you built your robot to do, what functionalities it's going to be able to complete, things like that.
And there's going to be 4 robots at the same time competing together. So you have to
because each team has 2 robots.
Each team has 2 robots, so you have to compete.
So you'll be running a robot, and then
Like
a teammate will be running, and then a teammate will be running a robot, and then the other team will have 2 people.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a 2-on-2 thing.
Yeah. It's
exactly.
a 2 versus 2 match. And
Which is really important. So like, kind of goes back to the sports where, you know how players play defense, the robots are doing exact same thing.
Okay.
Like, the robots are built to be able to like defend one another, not like battle bots, but like just be able to avoid and like make contact without breaking or like damaging one another.
So it's not like BattleBots that you see on TV where
It is not like BattleBots.
It's not anything like that.
Nope.
it's not BattleBots. That's usually the first question or the first idea that people get.
That is
But
what we were expecting.
It is just as exciting as impressive.
Yeah.
The things that these students can make is amazing. Like the machines that they can put together. You could probably take them into BattleBots, but we just don't have the resources.
Yeah, yeah. How long does it take to go from design to build? How long does that take?
So the competition, or like this game season, it comes out in early September, and so you're given around 2 to 2.5 months, I'd say.
About 2, yeah.
2 months until the first match, which is like in November, to have a completely furnished robot ready to go in. What's nice about FTC is that your first match doesn't have to be your best one. Usually a lot of teams, they come in with only a robot that can like push the ball around. Like they can't even pick it up. They can't shoot it. And so as the season continues, you're able to like learn and like reiterate or make different renditions of your robot so that you can get better and better every single meet. And
that's kind of part of that cooperation with the other teams.
Yeah, because you'll be able to be there and you'll be able to like look at other robots, take ideas from them without like, you know.
This is engineering. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're not trying to remake something that already works. We just want to know what the best way of solving this challenge would be. And sometimes seeing other robots can open up that mentality.
Yeah. Because a lot of times these kids are new kids, or new to new to robotics, and are...
They might feel limited. They might feel, well, how am I going to solve that? Well, now that someone puts an example on you, you start thinking, okay, I could do that, but this way. I could maybe do it this way. And another of the things, you have to do it based on your materials. Whatever things are available for you is what you're going to use.
Okay. Now this competition is Saturday at the middle school. Starts at what, 9 o'clock?
I'd say you start showing up around 9, but if you want to look at the robots beforehand, maybe come in at 8.
I would say more closer to noon. The actual matches, when they start competing.
Actual competition starts at like
when they start doing the matches. Would that be?
So if you come in the morning, you'll kind of see everybody.
Yeah, it'll be slow at first.
Like we say, the morning time is for you to make sure the robot is legal. Do the inspection. If you have to fix anything, you fix it, and then we start competing, and that competition starts
around like 10 to 11.
Yeah, that would probably be better, like 10ish, and it goes through like 2, maybe 3.
Yeah.
Okay. So people can come in at the middle school. It's in the gymnasium, right?
Yep.
And get started. They get started about 8. If you're there about 8:30, you'll get to see them putting everything together.
It'll be slow. Prime time is 12.
Prime time is probably about noon if you want to see the competitions. Now, let's talk real quick about being part of the Iowa group. There are some robotics teams I know in Nebraska, but it's probably easier based on our location and everything to compete with Iowa and talk a little bit about that.
Okay, so basically, South Sioux is right next to the river, and a lot of the teams that we compete with are pretty close by in Iowa compared to Nebraska. Like, instead of driving to Sergeant Bluff, we'll have to drive to Grand Island if we were to compete in Nebraska. And so it's just really helpful for us to compete with more local communities rather than going 3 to 4 hours away every single meet.
Right.
And I'd say, to me at least, that the Iowa League is a lot more competitive than the Nebraska League. There's a lot more teams for one, and it's also just... Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm like...
There's a lot of teams with a lot of experience.
Okay.
Iowa's been doing it for a long time, so just the experience that those teams have helps a lot. When you are stuck on a problem, you might be able to ask one of the teams on that competition, hey, how do you guys solve this? Or, hey, I'm having this issue. Have you seen that before? How can I fix it?
Yeah.
It puts us on the same environment with all of those really competitive students. Really good teams.
Yeah. So it's not an opportunity to kind of go against the best of the best and see where you stand.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what Hien, I want to talk a little bit about you're a senior this year,
Yeah.
right? So you're graduating in May.
Mm-hmm.
What's your future plans? Do you want to take this what you've done and do something, or what's the future for you?
Yeah, so I'm planning on going to the University of Nebraska-Lincoln to major in mechanical engineering. So robotics has been really helpful for me to develop these skills early on so that once I go there and actually have real life career experiences, I'll be able to work with teams and just,
Yeah. That's great that you know that you found something here that you know kind of ties into what you want to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because honestly, like I said before, you can learn any skill if you join robotics, and I feel like even if you're not interested in going into a STEM field, being able to join robotics and just learning about it gives you great teamwork skills, great
it gets you career ready.
Yeah.
It gives you real life experience.
Real life
what you're going to
opportunities.
face when you start working on a professional environment.
Yeah.
It's going to put you on a team with people that you don't know and have you work together. It's going to give you 3 minutes to fix an issue before you have to go again. It's going to give you issues mid-match and have you to work around those issues. It's a real life experience that's getting the students career ready for whatever path they decide to take.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this is something that I mean, robotics is really something that in the education or in schools is really something that's fairly new still. I mean, we didn't have this kind of thing when I was in school. Of course, that was 40 years ago. That was way back in the old days. But you know, robots were just kind of just getting some use in industry.
Yeah,
and
I've been coaching robotics for almost 7 years now, and I've seen the boom of teams joining the leagues. I've seen competitions where there was less than 10 teams, competitions where you wouldn't see any girls on it. Now there's 20 teams coming to our competition. There's teams that are all girls. There's teams from many different schools. You can see how big this is getting and how much attraction it's putting out there for students.
Yeah.
So it's getting really, really big.
Yeah, I wanted. Sometime we're gonna have to talk about the esports part of your job because you know when I grew up, you know video games were just something you played in in restaurants and stuff and I was just my dad would never give me any quarters. Whenever we go somewhere, I'd say, Dad, can I go play? I'm not gonna waste some, and now you got people playing esports and making millions of dollars now.
That
like,
quarter is going to be an investment on that.
I wish I'd have known then, where we're at today, because I could have used that on my dad. Said, Dad, you're denying me an opportunity to be a millionaire someday.
Esports goes hand in hand with robotics.
Well, yeah, definitely.
The main thing that we want to get from esports is that teamwork and a strategic competition, which is exactly what they're getting from robotics. They're getting to work on a team, and what they like doing, now they can apply it to a professional environment. That's what these two activities are really.
Of course, the games you're playing in esports were, you're not playing Pac-Man or Centipede or.
We're playing Mario Kart.
What's that?
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart. Okay. Well, yeah. Even then, we didn't really. Yeah, we had pole position. I think was the closest we had to Mario Kart. Driving an F1 car on by yourself and not trying to get hit. Don't get me started. We're talking with Jose Jimenez, the coach, robotics coach and esports coach at Sioux City High School, and Hien Lee, a senior at the high school and member of the robotics team. The robotics team going to be competing in the regional FTC robotics tournament this Saturday at Sioux City Middle School. Things will get started early in the morning. The competition probably later in the morning, 10, 11, 12 o'clock, somewhere around there, and should be a lot of fun if you want to get down there and check it out and see these young people and their projects and their and what they can do with robotics. I wish I could be there this weekend. Unfortunately, I can't make it, but I'd be really, really interested to see how this all comes together, because it looks like it's a lot of fun. It's like something I wish I could have been able to do when I was in high school, but But I can't do that, and we can't turn back time. So guys, thanks a lot for coming in and talking with us on the program today, and best of luck this weekend.
Thank you
It's a
so
pleasure.
much.
You bet. We're going to take a time out. When we come back, we will have more here on the Dakota County Star Podcast right after this timeout. Back to the podcast in just a moment, but first I want to tell you about Maricela Morales. She's your local Aflac Bilingual Benefits Advisor, and she can help your small business provide benefits to your employees at no cost to your business. If you want more information, give her a call at 712-259-6580, and she can get you all the details. There's no obligation, and she can answer all your questions. So give Maricela Morales a call at 712-259-6580, your Aflac Bilingual Benefits Advisor in Dakota Dunes, South Dakota. Got photos? Need photos? Whether you need to transfer old photos or would like a copy of a photo you've seen in our paper, contact the Dakota County Star and we can help you out. The Dakota County Star can turn your old photos into digital images that you can use for everything from posters to scrapbooks. Bring your old prints in and we'll scan them and turn them into high-quality JPEG images that you can use however you see fit. And if you see some great photos in the paper, go to our photo website at mikeycproductions.smugmug.com and you can order prints, digital images, or get your favorite print on a coffee mug. Plenty of options to choose from, and you'll see more than just what was printed in the paper. We offer award-winning photography options that you will enjoy. Whatever your photo needs, stop by the Dakota County Star or look us up on the web at www.datcostar.com.
Why are you continuously late for this class, Mr. Spicoli? Why do you shamelessly waste my time like this? Oh, no.
And we're back here on the Dakota County Star Podcast, and thanks again to Jose Jimenez, the coach of the robotics and esports teams at Sioux City High School, and Hien Leash is a senior robotics team member. They're going to be, again, participating in a competition Saturday morning at Sioux City Middle School. So good luck to them, and so that should be a lot of fun if you get a chance to attend that this weekend. A couple things before we get to this week's star. I just want to remind you that our Project Warm Hearts coat drive for Haven House is still ongoing. We'll be taking stuff until probably the end of March. I think is we're gonna drag it out throughout the winter and into the spring there. So give the gift of warmth and be the light that sparks change here. If you got some gently used coats, gloves, hats, other winter weather wear. Try to say that 3 times fast. Bring it by the Dakota County Star office, and we'll donate that to Haven House. We've already collected about 70 coats here since we started this back around the end of Thanksgiving. So been going pretty good, and we'll take them anytime. So drop them by the newspaper office here at 1000 West 29th Street, Suite 215A, and we'll get them over to Haven House. On this week's newspaper, the county board is going to be looking for a new sheriff. Chris Kleinberg, as we reported a couple weeks ago, has stepped down as the sheriff here in Dakota County. And so Tim Decker will be in the interim. Will serve as the acting sheriff until they hire a new one. And there's an ad in the newspaper this week, and they'll be taking applications on that and hope to have a new sheriff in place by middle of February. Also, some crime taking place at some local laundromats here in town due to the concern of the Public Works Committee Monday night. And also there was a fire out by Willis over the holidays that a man has been charged with arson on, starting some fires out there. Some cool pictures from Lance Swanson on at Cardinal Elementary there before the holidays. Santa was hanging out at Cardinal Elementary. A couple cool pictures from that. Also, scholarship applications for the Riley Scholarship are being taken. Those are available at Security National Bank. Applications for that there. On the opinion page this week, Senator Ricketts talking about the good life in 2026, and State Senator Glenn Meyer discussing the uncovering of fraud and abuse within our state's financial setups and everything. And then also I wrote a column, first one of the year, and talking about some of the stuff that we got planned here at the newspaper for the 2026 year, including we're gonna try to put together a Latin version or Latino version, Spanish-speaking version of the Dakota County Star. We're gonna have that. Hope to have that going this summer, and we're also looking for some people to help us out with that too. So if you are bilingual and interested in doing something really cool with the newspaper, stop by, send a resume to me at mike@datcostar.com, and we'll put you in the mix here. So, also a new teammates coordinator at Sioux City Community Schools, Cassandra Joseph is the new teammates coordinator there. In the sports section, basketball tournament updates from all 4 area schools that participated in basketball tournaments this week. I also wrote from the Bleachers column about the Sioux City Musketeers ending their curse of New Year's Eve losses. They did that in quite impressive fashion on New Year's Eve recently. And then also news from the Extension Office and local news from Jackson, Hubbard, Dakota City, and Homer. And the news that's most important, your legal notices, how your tax dollars are being spent. That's in this week's paper as well. So this week's Dakota County Star, available on newsstands. And you can also get a subscription by calling us at 402-494-4264. Just ask for Lori and she'll get you all taken care of. Let's see, what else do we got? Anything else? Anything? Nope, that's it. All right, we're going to do it. Call it a week here for the Dakota County Star podcast. And again, thanks to Jose Jimenez and Hien Lee from Sioux City High School talking robotics with us here on the big show. And we will have another edition of the Dakota County Star podcast next week right here on datcostar.com. Until then, take care of one another, and we'll see you later.